I would say to be true to yourself. Honestly, just be yourself, stick to your culture, and just talk about real shit.
Today on the Miami Hustle, we got Leah Dibut pulling up. Thank you for your time.
Of course. I didn't know that was there. What's up, guys?
You already know we appreciate you.
Of course.
She is a huge rising star in Miami, so we're very lucky to have you on the show.
Thank you.
For the people that don't know, where are you from?
I am from Miami. I'm from the 305, but currently living in the 561 in West Palm Beach.
561?
Yep.
I've never heard of that.
I
West
know.
Palm Beach? Okay.
No.
All I know is 305. 305 786.
Yeah.
But so yeah, you were born and raised in Miami?
Yes, in Hialeah.
In Hialeah. Shout out to Hialeah.
From the
You already know. We love Hialeah.
Yeah.
So what got you, well, where are your parents from? Like, where's your background from?
My nationality.
Nationality.
So my parents are Cuban, like 100%. 100% Cuban.
Shout out Cuba.
Yep. So that's running straight through my veins, and that's where they are from.
Nice.
That's where I got my Salvador Suda from.
Yep. Shout out to all the Cubans out there.
Hell yeah.
So what got you into making music?
So really, really funny story. I'm gonna try and shorten it for you, but it's really, really fun. Growing up, I always was super inspired by J-Lo, just any girl that was on stage that was just shaking her booty and just doing her thing. I always just saw that as my dream, and I wanted to do it. So what came close to that was having a karaoke machine and just having a mic and a speaker, and that just like made me so happy. I asked for it for Christmas, and I got it. And ever since I got that karaoke machine, I just fell in love with music. And
how old are you?
I was probably 7 years old when that happened, and I think that was like my very first memory of me like falling in love with music for sure.
And how long have you been taking it serious?
Since I was 11 years old.
Oh wow, so you really have been like
yeah, and I'm 21 now,
game.
So it's been 10 years since I've been doing it like professionally, going to singing classes, dance classes, absolutely anything.
That's amazing. So you've been following your dream for a while now.
It's been my whole entire life, yeah.
Shout out to you for doing that. That's not easy. How have you been able to balance, like real life when it comes to school and having a job and everything, and then never not like giving up on your dream?
So there's a few factors in that. I feel like having a really supportive family is a really, really important like thing that just made me grow as a person. That support from them I probably wouldn't be here without it. With the school part, I actually didn't finish high school just because I was traveling from Miami to LA, and I was just missing school. So I was just like, listen, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. This is my plan A and my only plan, and it's gonna happen because it's the only thing I'm actually giving my 100% to. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big decision to make, especially early on in your life.
It's scary.
Shout out to your parents again for supporting you, because most parents, I feel like, kind of do the opposite. They tell you to stay in school.
Yes. They're like face first, like they want to just get at it. They're just telling me like whatever makes you happy, because that's what's truly gonna get you successful in life, being happy, doing whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah,
so that's really why they support me so much, because they just want to see their daughter happy.
That's amazing. I mean, shout out to mom. She's behind the scenes.
My mama.
You already know the support is real.
It is.
And yeah, I also agree. I feel like if you do something you love, then God will put the right people and the right opportunities in your life.
And you're never working. You're just doing what you love.
Yeah. Is that how you feel when you're making music?
100%. I've not worked a day in my life.
Nice.
Except, to make, your cash here and there, because you have to fund it, and I am independent, and, you have to do what you got to do. But other than that, like when I'm working on my music, I am not working.
Well, shout out to you for being independent, because I feel like someone so young pursuing their dreams and that has a lot of talent like you, anybody would try to, I don't know, I guess sign you or try to manage you as an artist. Have you had any experiences with that?
Yes, I used to be signed to Mr. 305 Records. I had my little family there. I made my friends. I made my connections, and now we're like this huge family. They all love me as well. Shout out to them because it's part of my
process.
process.
Mr. 305.
Yes, they're part of my process, and I will always love you guys and like consider you guys family. But yeah.
Nice. So you said early on you were traveling from Miami to LA a lot.
Yes.
How was that for you? Like, was that just for music opportunities?
It was for music opportunities. I was just exploring myself and exploring my sound, and somebody gave me the opportunity to just do that, and I was doing it, and I definitely learned a lot about myself and the process and how it works. Not so much there. I will get to the part where I actually start to fall in love even more with just, like, the business part of it, more than the music. So there's just so many factors as well.
Yeah, that's interesting because I'm very into that side of the music, like business wise. I'm very interested in how that works because not many people know. I feel like people look at the artist and they're talented, but they don't really know what goes on behind the scenes.
100%.
So we're lucky to have you on the show, and maybe you could like break it down to us, like the business.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, the business of music. How exactly does that work? Like.
So I would say the business of music, it's a little crazy. I will say that. My parents and they own their businesses, so they already have their business etiquette, right? And we try to bring that towards this side of things, but it kind of doesn't work as much because, a lot of people, artists are artists. They want to be laid back and chill, and they want to do, whatever they want to do at the moment. But I'm more 50-50. You know what I mean? So I'm the artist, but I also think about, okay, I have to be early. I have to respect people's times. I have to make sure that I know what's going on. Like for example, a split sheet. I have to make sure that everybody's got their split sheet. A split sheet is what's going to get you paid. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that everybody's got the right percentage, everybody's on there. Absolutely any detail that needs to be on that piece of paper has to be there, and I will make sure, well, my mom and I will make sure that is on there. So I think that's a little explicit of like what the music business is. It's a little crazy, but if you apply that adequacy like into it, then you'll be fine. You'll be respected as well in the industry.
And how did you learn those things? Like, did you have a mentor that guided you through that process, or were you just like learning along the way?
My parents are they're successful in their businesses. They take care of their personal growth and their mental health and their bodies, and they're my biggest inspiration. I also have other mentors like Tony Robbins. He's quite literally like my favorite person probably on this planet, just because I want to get to that way of thinking.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw him live, and the energy is real.
It's insane.
And he's huge.
I want to see him live.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So that's pretty cool that I know somebody that's done it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm a big Tony Robbins fan too.
Yeah.
And he brought out Gary Vee, which is another.
Yeah. Whoa, that's so dope.
Yeah, really good speaker as well.
What a dope experience.
Yeah,
oh my God.
For sure. I learned a lot, definitely.
Fire.
And with you, when it comes to music, like, were you just perfecting your craft at first when it comes to your talent and your music and finding yourself as an artist, and then you got into the business side of it, or how are you able to like balance both?
Again, I feel like music was always fun for me. So when I was about 15, 16, I was just trying to see who was local and wanted to work and just get in the studio. And that's just how it happened. Like, I just wanted to do it for fun. I knew I wanted to do it as a career, but in that moment, I needed to do whatever I had to do in order to find myself, to find my sound. And that's pretty much what I did. I just like found people locally to see who can help me out in that moment. And then, like the whole Mr. 305 thing happened, and I got signed. That's where I truly like went in all the way into the studio, and I just went ham. I did not say no to a song. Now I tend to do that a little bit more because I know what type of sound and what type of movement I want to make. But for sure, at 305 was where I was starting to see where I wanted to go, what sounds I wanted to use. So yeah.
How many songs do you have out right now?
Out right now?
Yeah, like
9 to 10. I have like 9 to
Okay.
10. Yeah, sorry. I just like throw it out.
But 9 to 10, I feel like that's not that many.
No, I would like to have so
So are you
much
like
music
quality over quantity? Is that why?
No, because whatever I release, it's to its perfection. to what I felt in that moment was its perfection. Maybe I can listen to a song now that I released 3 years ago and I'm like, ugh, I would have done this, and that. But I know that in that moment I gave my best. So you're seeing the best of me in that era.
Yeah. And how old were you when you released your first song?
I was 18 and it was on my birthday.
Oh, nice.
May 7th. So I know I was 18 because that's when I turned 18. May 7th. Yeah.
And how did that feel for you? Like,
oh my God, it was like my biggest accomplishment at that age, you know, like that's all I want. I mean, I had released a song on my own on SoundCloud when I was 16, but this was like my very, very first official release where it was on Apple Music, YouTube, and all the platforms. And it was such an accomplishment. I was so happy with myself. I was like, oh my God, all these years of like just work and trying to like just sound my best has finally happened. And that was the day that everybody got to see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to do it on your birthday.
Yeah, I know.
It's a nice way to celebrate.
Definitely.
So for any music artists that are listening and they're wanting to get more into the music industry and just wanting to network more and stuff, what advice would you give them?
I would say to be true to yourself. Honestly, just be yourself, stick to your culture, and just talk about real shit. Talk about yourself. Don't talk about having a Rolex, having a this, having a that. Like, that's probably gonna stick with people for about 2-3 months, and then that's it. You kind of want to be remembered as an artist if you want to do it for real. And I would just say, yeah, just be yourself. That's really the secret formula here.
And for music artists that like, would you say if someone's very talented but doesn't have many connections, they still have like a good chance? Or is it more about the connections and not much about the talent in that industry?
That's actually a really good question, because there are artists that just simply get famous because of their talent and because they built such a great fan base, and those are very valuable. But there are other artists that are just simply based and built out of connections. Yes. So both of them can happen, but I feel like when you have that solid relationship with your fans, like that's when you're really doing it, you know?
And how do you build that relationship with your fans?
Being you. That's it.
And like, what about trying to get others to listen or get others to know about you? Like, how do you go about that? I'm just thinking in the mind of like a new artist that's trying to make it.
You just have to be relatable, man. Like, it's just like before we even came here, it's like I love what you're doing here because it's so real. It's so you. It's your apartment. It's your balcony. You're talking about real stuff. So this is why it's working. You know what I mean? So I'm applying it to the same thing, music. Like, you just have to talk about yourself. Talk about why are you even thinking the way that you're thinking right now? You know what I mean? And people are going to relate to that because we're all connected. We all have the same emotions at some point of our lives. And we are looking for that one song to go listen to when you're going through that emotion or that moment in your life. So that's pretty much the advice that I would give them. Sure.
And what is it about music for you that made you feel like, all right, this is it. Like, this is what I want to do and this is what I love?
I could be me. I feel that's the only real answer I can possibly give you. Like, when you're yourself and you're in life, you're happy. You're not looking for anything else. You're not, you're just going towards that. You're just going to yourself. You're just going straight into like what you know is gonna feed you into growing, into being positive, into, like that's what's going to feed you, being yourself.
And how do you, speaking of being positive, like how do you stay positive through all the ups and downs with this career that you've had, that you've been doing it for like 10 years now? So I'm sure there's been a lot of ups and downs. Like, how do you stay positive and tell yourself that you're just going to keep going no matter what?
There has been a lot of ups and downs.
Aside from listening to Tony Robbins, of course. I'm sure that helps.
It kind of steers over to that way. It's just the personal growth. It's a little bit every day. Like, it's not that I, listen to a podcast once a month and then, I'm positive thinking. No, it's like every single day I need to listen to a podcast. Every single day I need to work out. Like, we need to get the body moving. We need to get the brain moving. And I feel like that's what's going on in this society right now. People are like, oh, I don't know why I'm so depressed. I don't know why because you're not moving, because you're not feeding your brain. You're not doing what you're supposed to do to your body, So I feel like that is, again, another secret formula. Just move. Don't stay in one place, because you will get stuck. and you're gonna
Yeah.
spiral, and you're gonna drive yourself insane.
Yeah, no, I can imagine for sure. I mean, especially in the industry like the music industry. I don't know too much because I'm not in that industry, but I've heard a lot of things. So
It's wild.
yeah, I was gonna say like, you want to speak on a little bit of how crazy it is or how wild it can be?
Yeah, I just feel like the respect, it's not 100% there when it comes to people. So you can have a business deal, you can have just a regular deal with somebody, and then the other day they're gonna be like, oh no, but that's not what we talked about, and you're like, where's the respect, man? You know what I mean? Like that wouldn't happen at a construction business, because everything's solidified and on paper and whatever. But in the music industry, it's more, again, more free, and yeah, let's do it next week and whatever. And the next week gets here and doesn't happen. And I feel like that's honestly like the hardest part, and people not believing in you. That's probably the hardest part as well. Like just looking for someone to see the vision and see into the future, like looking for people that can actually see into the future and believe in it. That's hard. That is hard.
Yeah. And I feel like being a woman in this industry and being independent, I feel like could also be really hard. So speaking on respect, how are you able to get respect of all these people being a independent woman artist?
Doing exactly what I've been saying, just respecting other people's times and pretty much showing them how it should be done. And then they're gonna be like, yo, okay, this girl isn't playing.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And have you ever had a manager?
You're looking at her.
Oh, okay. Shout out to mom again. That's awesome.
Yeah. She's been my one true.
How do you like performing?
Oh my God, that is my home. Like, some artists prefer the studio, some artists prefer, being on a plane and traveling, but my home is the stage. I like to perform. I like the pressure of building a show and picking and choosing and the dancers and the clothes and what hair and like all of that fascinates me. And just getting there, like it's so crazy because when I'm building a show, it takes like forever, but then when I'm up there, it feels like 10 seconds. And I'm like, oh my God, like I wish I could have enjoyed it a little bit more, but I did. And for sure, performing is my baby. That is my favorite thing to do.
How often do you perform? Like, have you performed a lot?
This past year, I actually performed a lot. I did Sunfest, which is a festival up there in West Palm. It's pretty big. I was here in the Marlin Stadium. We did the Cuban Heritage Day parade, and I sang there as well. It was such like a dope moment because I'm a very, very big representation of Cuba and my raíces. And so I would say those were like my two biggest moments last year, and I enjoyed them so much. So much.
Yeah, and what advice would you give to artists that are looking to do more performances?
You gotta hustle.
Like, how do you go about that?
You gotta hustle and know people. You have to like waste your saliva, and you have to talk and keep meeting people, because at some point you're gonna get there. You're going to get there, but you have to go out there and meet the people 100%.
So how important is networking as a new artist? Like super important?
Super important, and you have to be careful. You just don't know who you're gonna meet and who that person is. You can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, I agree for sure. You really never know what their true intentions are. I feel like only time will tell.
Yes, exactly.
And how do you go about doing features?
I love features because apart from, you kind of build that bond with another musician and artist, their audience gets a feel of who you are, you know what I mean? And that's a whole other audience that you get to express your feelings and yourself and your art with as well. So it's actually a really beautiful thing in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. Collaborating is always, it's so
always beautiful.
Nice. And I know you do Spanish music and you also do English music, right?
Yeah.
So which one do you prefer? And are you leaning more towards one side, or you just
I'm in the middle right now.
Okay.
Back then, I wanted to kind of do more English, but now I'm more in the middle, just because I want to stay true to myself. I am American and I am Cuban, so I have to find that happy medium. And I think I finally am. You guys are gonna have to stay tuned to this year, because this year you're really going to see a little bit of what I truly, truly want to be as an artist.
Well, that's exciting, and that's why we're very lucky to have you on the show, because I feel like you're about to take off. So hopefully you have time for another episode once you really blow up.
Oh, 100% I'm coming back.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that. But yeah, I want to talk about what you have going on next, because you've built a solid career as like up until now. And again, shout out to you for never giving up, staying true to yourself, and everything that's came with all the blessings and all the opportunities.
Yeah.
So with everything that you've done moving forward, like where do you see yourself? I mean, it's January, so
yeah,
we got 12 months. Make it happen. We're rolling, so it's documented.
Yep. I feel like these next 12 months, it's honestly, you're going into my journal. I am bringing my journal out to the world. I am done being quiet. I've been a nice and good girl for a while, and just trying not to step on people's toes. But I feel like this year it's kind of like, no, I'm gonna be a little selfish, and I'm gonna show people, like, again, what they truly deserve of Leah, because people need Leah in their life. I promise you. I promise you.
I mean, yeah, that's a great way to look at it. So we're looking forward to whatever you have cooking. Do you want to tell us some stuff, or we just gotta follow and?
No, I'll tell you some stuff. So this month, January 24th, I'm going to be releasing a song called Thank You. It is a song that I wrote to one specific person that didn't give me the best few months, but I also dedicate this to the people that have never believed in me, that people that have given me the tough skin that I have now, that have given me the experiences to actually write the song and say, you know what, I'm just gonna say it and that's it, and people are going to relate to it, and I believe in it so much. And it's called Thank You, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did and making it. And it was just such a fun process. The video is insane. You guys are gonna enjoy it.
That's funny that it's called Thank You, and it's like you're thanking the haters, basically.
That's the way I look at life, though. Like some people would like tirarle and you and that and what you did, but it's just like, no, I'm very appreciative of like anything that happens in my life, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it was like, it doesn't matter. I'm always going to be thankful of God, because if it wasn't for that experience, I wouldn't be the person that I am today.
That's very wise of you, because gratitude, I feel like, is the strongest feeling you can give out.
100%.
So being thankful is always important.
Yeah.
Shout out to Thank You. You already know. Dropping, you said January 25?
24.
24?
Yes.
Okay, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
And when it comes to music videos, you mentioned you have a music video for it?
Yes, I do.
So how do you like music videos? What's that process like? Is that something that you have to go and find your own videographers and get the team together, or like?
So I already have my connections a little bit built, and I have the people who I prefer to record with, the people who I prefer to dance with, or I already have a director. Her name is Valeria Sid. I've stuck with her, and she's awesome. She's so creative. I love her. I love you. As far as the videos, I love creating videos. I feel like it's kind of the same concept as a performance, just put it in a music video, pretty much. And like in a video, you kind of get into like this movie, like you create a movie for your song, so it's just like, it's so fun to like just sit there with like my team and just say, okay, this is my idea, and then get their ideas, and then you kind of like chess piece everything and just take out and put in, and that's so fun. Like, I don't understand, like, it's just so fun. It's so fun.
Yeah, creating is always fun, I feel like. Especially for someone like you that's a music artist.
Yeah, very passionate about it, as you can see.
Oh, for sure. Passion is very important.
Yes.
So that's probably why you've gotten so far. And again, we're excited to see where you take this, because I feel like sky is the limit for you.
The sky is just a start for me.
Damn, okay. That's what I like to hear.
The sky is just a start for me. That's what I've always said.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, well, you do have a very beautiful voice, and the fact that you can sing in English and Spanish, I feel like you're gonna not only have a huge career, but also inspire a lot of people as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that, because that's truly what I want. Because we're human. At the end of the day, we're trying to all figure out how life works. And with just one song, I know that just one song has helped me get through my life. Or obviously vario and like a few, but there's always been that one song that just like just like pushes me, and I want to be that one song for someone, you know? So.
Well, it could be Thank You.
It can be Thank You.
It could blow up and be that song for a lot of people.
Exactly.
Especially if you have good intentions behind your music. I feel like that helps a lot.
That is a really good point, because whenever I'm recording at the studio, or whether it's at the studio or my house, I need to have a good vibe going on, because that frequencies and vibes you will feel, whether it's across the camera or a recording audio, whatever it is, the vibe has to be good. If it's not, I will not even bother. I won't even bother. I need to give my 100%.
Yeah, it's all about vibes for sure. I've heard a lot of music artists say that.
Yeah.
So what else do you have cooking next for 2025? It's
2025.
Gonna be a big year.
I think all I want to say right now is my thank you song, just because I want to spice things up a little bit.
Got you.
But honestly, it's just being Leah. It's just truly being myself. I've been doing the social media stuff for a very long time, but I think I finally found the formula, which is being myself and just fucking putting the post if I have to put it. Like, if I find it cringe, I know it's gonna connect with people, because people are cringe at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, people are gonna be like, oh, I do that too, like, you know. So it's just like, as long as people are saying that and relating to me, I'm okay. I'm good.
And what would you say your why is?
My why?
Yeah.
Be happy.
Just be happy?
I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy in life, and doing this makes me happy. I want to make money with something that makes me happy, and I just want to enjoy life and live it to its full purpose. That's it. Like, this is a small world but big world, and I want to meet as many people, and I want to meet as many cultures, and I want to collide with as many cultures, and that's truly my purpose. Just make myself happy, make others, and spread it.
Yeah, I feel like money goes where energy flows. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of what you just said. If you're doing what you love, the money will come.
Exactly.
And you shouldn't be stressing that anyway. So
exactly.
Yeah, as long as you just stay true to you, like you said, you're definitely on the right path. And what advice would you give to music artists that have been doing it for a while and it just hasn't worked for them?
To don't give up, and the moment that you do want to, it's when it's gonna happen. The moment that you're like right there, that you're like, I can't do this anymore, like, forget about so-and-so, forget about this song, forget about this whole career, I promise you're gonna get a call. That next step is like right there. You just push a little bit more. Because you're gonna surprise yourself.
Have you had one of those moments?
Yeah.
I could imagine.
I have.
And is that what you got out of it? You're just like, blessings came after that, or?
That's where I kind of switched my perspective, and where I truly fell in love with music and the music business. That was literally like the moment.
So the music business, how does someone, like, again, shout out to your parents, but someone that doesn't have parents that are knowledgeable about business or the industry, where does someone really go to learn about the music industry? Because I feel like there's not, maybe I'm wrong because I'm not a music artist, but I feel like there's not really a place for you to understand what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
And that's where artists that are very talented, I feel like, fall into the problem of, I have all this talent, but I don't know what to do with it or how to go about it. And then that's where people get messed over on deals.
Okay. Experience is it's gonna get you. You're going to fall down that hole. You're gonna get backstabbed. That's what this is what the music industry is going to give you. But if you want it that bad, you're gonna go through it like this. It's gonna slide right off of you. But experience is what's going to give you the result that you want, no matter what happens. No matter what.
That goes back to you were saying, just keep moving.
Just keep moving.
Just have movement.
Doesn't matter who it is, who's over here. Just keep it moving. Online, whatever it is that you want to search for, Google is your best friend. It's our best friend. Yeah. Like, if we're looking for a specific thing, just look it up. It's right there. You know, and if not, then keep it moving and ask people. But again, it's just the moving. It's just the constant looking. Like, that's what's going to get you somewhere.
And do you write your own music?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
like those are my experiences. Like I had to put them out there.
So what inspires you to write music, and what's your writing process like?
So I do morning journals every day. And based out of that, honestly, I that's where whatever is repetitive, whatever, whatever I feel the most, either in that month, that day, whatever it is, I'm going to use it because it was so powerful, and I said it so much that I was like, okay, I need to put this on a song because I'm sure another person is going to relate, for sure. That's my writing process, for sure.
Yeah, and you want to shout out any studios that you go to or have been to that you do music with?
Well, right now I'm based out of my house.
Okay, well that's the hustle right there.
I'm recording out of my house.
You record everything, you engineer it and do the beats too, or how does that work?
I'm a co-producer. I engineer myself, yes, but I also have an engineer as well. His name is Ale. I love him so much. That's like my best friend as well. And yeah, like I pretty much do a little bit of everything. 100, like for sure, like a little bit of everything.
How'd you learn how to do that, like engineer music?
I just did it. I was 15. I got Pro Tools and went on YouTube and just did it. And also when I got to 305, I met a lot of individuals as well that, wanted to help me. And I learned a lot there too, way more than what I obviously knew from YouTube. And yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's not easy at all, especially at 15 to learn something like that, self-taught.
Yeah, it's not easy for sure. But when you want it, it is easy.
I mean, yeah, I guess if you're having fun with it, it could be easy for sure.
Exactly.
And at what point did you find yourself in music? Like, when did you find your voice and be like, all right, this is the route that I'm going to go?
That was a few months ago, actually.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. That was a few months ago.
Well, that's crazy because anyone listening, like, shout out to you for sticking to it because, like, some people might feel lost 2 to 3 years into it or even 5 years into it. But for you to say that you've been doing it for 10 years and just found your sound is like, that's pretty, like, that's a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, just think about it. Were you the same person 4 years ago?
No.
Of course. You're going to grow in as a person and on your craft and your family and whatever it is. Everything's going to kind of switch in a way. And that's just kind of what's been happening with my music for 10 years, but I feel like now that I'm sticking to myself and to what truly matters, it's going to show. It's going to show.
And how did you find that within yourself? Like you just, one day it just hit you?
Remember that one person that I wrote the song for, Thank You?
Mm-hmm.
He was the one who showed me.
He was the one that showed you wow. I mean, hey, shout out to that person. Like,
Thank you.
I don't know if you guys got beef or anything, but shout out to them because if it wasn't for them, then I guess you wouldn't have found yourself in it, which is pretty crazy, actually.
I'm not afraid to say it. This is just my story, and it's facts. That's all I want to be as an artist. I want to be as truthful as possible. And yes, that one person that I wrote the song for, that's the person that opened my eyes.
Well, if you could turn negative energy into positive energy, I feel like that's more powerful than positive energy itself.
Yeah.
So the fact that you turned that, I would assume, was a negative situation into this, making a music, finding yourself, and now releasing it to the world, I feel like that's, I mean, I was going to say sky's the limit, but,
the sky's just the start.
The sky is just the start. Yeah, big moves, for real.
Yep. So thank you, man. For real. I owe you one.
Yeah, I don't want to get too personal, but I want to know, like, what happened, but...
Let's not get into that.
No, I'm not. We're not going to get into that. But if this song blows up, it's funny that it's called Thank You. So, yeah, shout out to them.
I will always be thankful. Always.
And would you say you're a person that, like, has faith?
Yeah.
So what got you into that, and how important is it?
Life. Just going through your personal things, and seeing how life works when all you are is love, and you're constantly pouring out love, and that's what life is gonna give you back. I'm a firm believer in karma and in that, and just whatever you pour out into life, it's gonna come right back into you. So 100% I have faith, and also just believing in something that you can't see. That's what's happening all around us, either way.
Yeah.
You know, so why not just believe in it and just do it?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, I agree. You definitely have to believe in yourself before anybody else does. And, you know, you got to just put your all into it, your passion behind it, and your faith. And I feel like if you have all of that and you keep moving forward, then, like I said, God will find ways to put the right people and the opportunities in your life.
Exactly.
So shout out to you. Very impressed with what you've done so far. I didn't know that you've been doing music for that long, so now I'm even more impressed. And I feel that you're like gonna be a star, no doubt. Sooner, way better, like sooner than later, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Shout out to the parents again, because you're definitely on the right path and they're guiding you through it.
Thank you. And shout out to you guys for allowing me to just express myself and tell my story, and another audience that gets to know me and gets to know Leah's story and wants to follow along if they want to. So thank you.
For sure, we're going to keep supporting you. This is just the first episode that you're on the Miami Hustle. So now the audience, they know who you are, where you come from, and where you plan on taking it. We're going to continue to support you any way that we can. If you have a show or anything going on, we'll be there. We'll get content for you.
You guys are so nice.
No, for sure. And we're basically documenting people's success.
Oh my God, wow, amazing. I love that.
So this is just episode 1 for you.
Nice.
A lot of episodes for us, but your first one. So hopefully we'll get you back on the show, you know, 100%. A couple months or a year later, and
100%. We do a little recap. Yeah, that would be so fun, for sure.
For sure.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
So welcome to the Miami Hustle family. Yay! We are lucky to have you here, and thank you again for your time. So you already know. Big things coming 2025.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.